I tried watching Let This Grieving Soul Retire, and I really liked the 6 episodes that are out for it right now. It's a fantasy anime where we follow our everyman, Krai. He's not really great at anything mentally or physically, but despite that, he's ended up as the leader of a super strong party and is held in legendary renown amongst the minds of fellow adventurers. Treasure hunters. There's a lot I could say about this show, but today I'll just talk about our reluctant main character, the awestruck side characters, and the considerable lack of corny-ass over-explanations that usually plague anime of this genre. First, our reluctant main character, Krai. Bro is just like a chill, normal guy. When he was a kid, he made a pact with his childhood friends that they'd all become treasure hunters together. They all ended up becoming legendarily strong. Well, that is, except for Krai. But they elected him to be their leader anyway. Why? Because of the Krai effect. Now, that's not what the show calls it, that's just what I call it. It goes something like this. Krai says something innocuous. Some big event occurs around the innocuous thing he mentioned. He denies knowing the thing would happen, and he really didn't know. But the coincidences keep stacking up, and before you know it, people think he's some kind of mastermind. It gets to the point where normal shit like him showing up late is perceived as him doing some crazy behind the scenes work. That's the Krai effect. And it's super fun to watch because he's not strong. He's not crazy intelligent. He's just a normal guy for the most part. But people put him up on this pedestal and it's fun to see how him and other characters react to that being the case. Though Krai's character wouldn't work if the reactions to him weren't as varied as they are. You see, some people want stuff from him. Some think he's a saint, some doubt him, some love him, some think he can see the future, a few even think he's a god. This gives a lot of depth to the show. Krai is a legend, and like many legends, the details are unclear. Other shows might have all the characters believing exactly the same thing about Krai, but that'd be super boring and unrealistic. I love how in this show, characters react dynamically to Krai as a legend. The varied reactions to him make the world feel a lot more real. It also makes the effect Krai has on the world all the more interesting and hilarious. The last thing I'll talk about is the considerable lack of corny-ass over-explanations. It's super common in anime, especially anime in this genre, to explain in far too much detail the systems of magic, the ranking systems, people's power levels, and basically everything else to the point where shit seems like overly bureaucratic. That's not the case in this show. I basically have no idea how the magic system works outside of the fact that there's mana. I don't know how power levels work and how the difficulty of monsters is rated other than it's on a scale of 1 to 8. And you know what? I don't need to know all the nitty gritty. Spend the time you would spend explaining random bullshit on a cool fight, on a funny interaction. Okay, that's what I want to see, and that's what this show does. Also, this isn't a video game world, and it's not an isekai. It's just nice to see a world that exists in its own reality. Anyway, overall, based on the 6 episodes out right now, I'd give the show an 8 out of 10. Also, visually, the show is a bit better than mid, so that helps. If you want to check this out, it's streaming on Crunchyroll. That's it for me. I've been Bug. Like, subscribe, and, well, I'll see you next time.